This is an overview of the two app options available through the School Planner Company. One is what we call the Lite version, and one is the full version. The Lite version is a scaled down version of the full version. It's more in line with the actual planner experience itself. It also has a lower price point. So we'll take a look at that one first. Um, as you see across the top is a scrolling header. You can put any number of scrolls up there. It's unlimited. They're clickable as well too. And you see at the bottom underneath that, you see the A day. You can import, or we can set up for daily messages to be imported. They can be block scheduling messages. They can be calendar messages, anything like that. That's all set up in advance, and it just feeds automatically into that day. You see the tiles on here as well too, the news, assignments, calendar, bell schedule, master schedule. Those are not required. You can set anything up the way you want it. If there's items on here you don't need, they can come off. If there's something you do need instead, we can put it on. Everything is completely customizable. Of course, it will be branded to your school completely. So look at the news feed first. This feeds in from your RSS feeds, Twitter, Facebook, other social media. This is a way that students and parents can be kept up to date, things that are changing and things that are going on. So they would just go to this spot for things that are feeding into that based on things, again, that you're already doing. This is the assignment section. This is where students would go in and physically put in their assignments that are due. So to do that, you just up in the left-hand corner, you hit the plus, and there are 4 different options up there. You have a homework, project, test, and other. So say have a homework assignment in math for March the 9th. So you can put the notes in. You're going to be have to do chapter 6. And so the remind me is turned on. So what that does is it helps you save the assignments locally on the device. In the My Assignments, you don't get any push from the teacher, but it reminds you and it schedules a notification again on the device. So once you hit the reminder, you hit save, and then the schedule reminder comes up. It automatically defaults to the day before at 4 p.m. So if you wanted to change that to a couple of days before, you hit OK, and then you save it, and then math test is there on 3/9 right there. As you see also, there's a sliding panel that all the tiles are there as well too, as well as on the front page. The calendar, this calendar is an academic calendar. You can also include in here athletic calendars, PTA calendars, school-specific calendars. This is like a district calendar right here. So any type of PDF you can include in there, you can add to that if you want to go that route. Bell schedule, just another example of something that can be included. You have the regular schedule, the 2-hour delay schedule, anything like that. Again, you're not locked into bell schedule. You can do anything you want to. Master schedule, this feeds in through an iCal feed that's just preset up. And as items change to the calendar or added to the calendar, taken away from the calendar, this updates automatically. As you see, it has every day, or not every day, there's something on the schedule. There's 2 different ways to view it. You can view it from the list, or you can also view it in calendar mode. And if you view it in calendar mode, as you noticed, there's one item for the 5th, but if you look on the 8th, there are 4 items listed there on the 8th. And you can still click on those individually too for more information if that's needed. Course catalog, this is just a place you can put some information, something specific about a course, or again, any type of information you need to include in here for anything. If you notice on the right-hand side, there are thumbnails going down the page where you can go to specific pages. This is also shareable. Top right, you can share it however you share information that you share. Policies, you can include in here, athletic handbook policies, bullying, hazing policies, dress code, student handbook, anything like that you want to include. These are just uploaded as PDFs. That's just an example of that other document as well too. Let's see, this athletic handbook is specific to that, but just whatever they want to include in there, you can include all those in that. This is just where you could put some reference pages, example of that, math references, things that students would use throughout the year. Could use reference pages of math, English, any type of information like that that's preset. It can just be loaded in there for students to access throughout the school year. Resources. This is a fairly dynamic aspect of this app. It gives you the opportunity to leave the app and go to other sites. So you can do things like check grades, like I mentioned here, check grades, lunch menus, paying for lunch, paying for athletic fees. You could also, teachers could put their pages on there as well too, a place where they could, students could go daily to check homework assignments, what may be coming up. This is something that would kind of like a push notification, but it doesn't push. The students would have to go look for it. The parents would have to go look for it, but it would be an area where they can get updated information on a daily basis. And then the other two items are just typical, like a website, shows up a website, everything like that. And then, contact information. In this area, you could include things like school directory or any type of information you want to include. Again, if you don't need to do that, there's any information you can put that's specific to your school is what would go in there. And that's just a very brief overview of the Lite app. So I'll take a look at the full app as well too. So this is what the full app would basically look like. Again, it's going to be branded to your school. And we do work with a third-party company on this. It's a partner of ours that we've worked with for several years. And once the way the process works is once you decide you want to do it, we get all your information. We get the beginning information together, and we turn you over to their customer account person who's dedicated to work with just our customers. And they walk you through the process of getting everything set up, getting everything submitted, and they work with you on that end of it. We're available if there's questions that come up, and we can assist as well too. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the big differences on this one and the other is that this has push notifications, and in the news feed here, you'll see a lot of different things. It looks a little different than the other one did, but it gives you can put artwork in there. This is like from a Facebook feed. A lot of these are just like Twitter feeds. You got teachers pushing notifications to here, any type of thing like that. On the back later in the demo here, you'll see where you can select what notifications you want. So you don't have to have all of them that come in. You can have specific teachers if they're pushing. You can have the principal. You can have athletics or not. You can have if the band's doing it, that type of thing like that. Any type of whoever's doing it, you can select those yourself. Event calendar is very much like the other event calendar. It feeds in through iCal, so it's basically the same. It's got information for each day that's going on. Here's all events that are going on that can be done throughout the district. You've got school events. So it just depends. You got different calendars that can be fed into this, and they're broken down separately. They can be broken down separately. Again, it's an example of a bell schedule, just like on the other one. This directory is a little bit different than what I suggested on the other for the at the tail end of the Lite app. Again, like the other, like what you saw on the one of the pages earlier, you have multiple people listed here, and like bios. Again, you could put teacher pages here, any type of thing like that. The high school staff. Information, contact information along those lines. Documents. This is a lot different from something that's in the other as well too. So like if you have health documents you want to include. You can put information in that PDFs that people can work with there, shareable just like on the other one for some things. Let's see what else. On the resources, you have the handbook in here. This is not opening, it's just a blank folder. And then features, you can do hall passes. Got another spot for hall passes. This just tells a little bit about it. I'll go over that in just a minute. And then the conversations also, we'll talk about that. But again, it's just a place you can put information easily accessible that students and or parents can get to. The forms section gives students an opportunity, or parents an opportunity, or anybody an opportunity to fill out forms through the app itself and submit them digitally, so they don't have to be printed out and signed or anything like that. So like if you have a field trip coming up, so you would just go, the parents would go the field trip, and it tells what's going on. The 6th and 7th grade students are going to Audubon Zoo for the day, and it's still loading. At the bottom, you hit continue to form when you're ready. I'm sorry. And then just gives information. You input the student's name, the date, which pops up automatically. You can select, or pops up a calendar you can select from, in acknowledgement there. And then at the bottom, the parents can sign it just like you're signing the something online at times. So they can sign it and then submit it. And then the school has it, that the parents have taken care of that. You can do things like assignment turn-ins as well too. So a way for students to get their assignments turned in. Select a teacher. This is all be set up by whatever teachers need to be. So let's just say Ms. Anderson, and we're going to choose. We just chose her, put the student's name there, what the assignment was, and then upload the file. And then you hit submit, and it is turned in. There's also, you can do absentee forms, check-in and check-outs, just any type of form that you could want to do. They can set up. We can set up. If photos can be included, this is just a way to bring some examples of some things that kids may do throughout the school year or throughout school. A lot of sports information here, but just some pictures, exciting things that are going on at the schools. Did pep rally. Let's see. And you can see them in a cluster as well too. Some of these pictures aren't that great, but again, just like pictures from homecoming, just anything that might want to include. Again, you don't have to have that. It's just something that's available. There's a quick links as well too. You can have like a menu link where students can see what the upcoming menu is, or parents can see what the upcoming menu is. You can have athletic links. This just shows NBA, but like you could have the basketball schedule or soccer schedule or library information. Anything like that can be included. You're not necessarily married to this. This is what some suggestions are, and you can do what works for you. That's the best thing about this. The assignment section is just like on the other. Students can pick one of 4 categories, the date, what the assignment is, and push it to their device just like on the other one. The next page, if you guys are using apps like, sorry. All right, if you guys are using apps like the Google Suite, you can include things like that in here, and students can access those directly from their device without having to go anywhere. They can just leave here and go straight to what they're looking for. That's an option as well too. Just an example of a map for where the school is. let's see. Website information can be included. Again, it's whatever you want to include. A My ID, you can do a digital ID as well too. This is student Chandler Smith. This has, of course, it has the QR code there, but the information like this shows that he is a bus rider, or he is in the car line to pick up, or he is got an early release. They also have it like honor roll there, anything like that. So any information you want to include, digital ID that's with the student all the time while they have their device. You also have Hall Pass, digital Hall Pass, and this is, you can select the teacher. So we'll go with Ms. Catherine Smith. Reason, going to the office, and it's valid for 15 minutes. So she's going to issue that, and then the teacher has to put a PIN number in order to get that. So students can't go in and do their own. So we'll put her PIN number in and hit OK. And so here's the pass that Catherine Smith has given Chandler to go to the office. You see the clock counts down as well too, as far as how much time's left on the pass. It tells it's valid for how much longer. It's got the issue date. Issue date, and when they get to where they're going, they can hit check-in. And one of the things that when the time runs out, expired or void or something like that comes up real big on it, so a student can't take a screenshot and use it over and over again. Plus, with the clock running down, you know it's there. It's still valid. You hit check-in. You want to sure it ends the hall pass. You hit OK, and then so check in with Catherine Smith, and we're back to the beginning. So that's just an electronic hall pass that students can use. Let's see, hall pass. Tip line, you guys already may have something like that, but that's built into this as well too, something you can utilize if needed. Parent portal, will take parents to any portal that you guys might want guys might deal with. This app does sync to the student information system, so it could be something that you could use from that perspective. Supply list. This is a very unique thing here. Of course, this shows all elementary, but there are other course grades that have supply issues. But so like if you needed a back to school supply list, you click on the list. Oh, that's only got one item on it. Let me find some with a bigger item. So there's multiple items here. So if you wanted to get every one of those things on the item on the list, you hit buy this list, and it gives you options to go to 3 different places to buy the list online. You don't have to leave home to go do that. Again, that can be loaded up however you guys want it if you want to use it. And then it's got, let's see, Facebook feed can go in there. Your Twitter feed can go in there. Instagram, of course. This has alerts as well too. So this is where you can enable the push notifications. And you see this list here of all the things that could be turned on. This is not a preset list. This is customized to whatever you need. So you could turn on like general news. You could turn everything off. You can turn everything on. It just depends on what you want to use. But this gives you an idea of what all's involved. And like you could set up specific teachers, anything like that. Language, it is set up in English, but it also translates via Google. So if it needs to be translated, it can be put into French Canadian. It's loading right now. It does take a little bit. So it just gives you an idea of the information. You see everything is in French. And we're told that although it does a pretty good job, it's only good as Google is. So there are some things it has some issues with from time to time, but it does translate. And then the rest is just, again, general thing. You can share the app, the whole app, very easily. You can do about the school or anything along those lines. As you see there, it says this is a sample page. Administration login. So this is for everything on the back end that administrators can log into. So it's just keeps up with all the data and everything that you need to have or would need to have. This with the full app, another aspect other than the push notifications is secured access. So what secured access allows you to do is anyone could download the app, but unless they have a username and password from the school or through the school, they cannot access the app. So that's a line of security, a level of security. There are also a lot of things that come with the secured access. You can also have the conversations thing I mentioned earlier. And what conversations is all about is it's two-way conversations between a group. It can include attachments. It's parents and students. Well, parents and students can't create a group conversation. They can only do a one-on-one with administrators or teachers, but the administrators or teachers can create a group app. But you could do a conversation. You can have a group conversation like part of a PTA group, the athletic boosters, the band parents, anything like that. And it's a way for a lot of people to be involved. And again, you can have push notifications turned on and off for that as well too. So, and that's a quick overview of the full app as well. Also, the timing on these for the full app, it can be 30 to 60 days. It's about 4 weeks on the Lite app. So again, that's just from the time we get started to the time it's up and running. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions. 901-312-2614, 901-312-2614. My email address is broi@schoolplanner.com, broi@schoolplanner.com. Thank you.